Rene Magritte's top 5 most famous paintings. 1. The Lovers by Rene Magritte. Finished by Rene Magritte in 1928, The Lovers is an oil-on-canvas painting showing a close-up of two individuals kissing. They appear to be in a room with blue and red walls and a white ceiling. The male figure wears a black suit while the woman is dressed in a red dress. The most unsettling part of the painting is that both figures have their faces covered with a white cloth or veil. The white cloth acts as a barrier between the lovers, preventing them from truly being intimate. Enshrouded figures, people with their faces covered in cloth, were a common theme in many of Magritte's artwork. Some believe this can be traced back to his mother's suicide by drowning because when her body was found, her face was concealed partly by her dress. Others believe that it was merely an influence of the times, as most surrealist painters used a draped veil to conceal identities and what lies beneath. 2. The Son of Man by Rene Magritte. The Son of Man is Rene Magritte's most famous artwork. He painted it in 1946 as a self-portrait. It depicts a man wearing a black overcoat and matching bowler hat. He is standing in front of a low brick wall with the sea and sky behind him. His face is partially covered by a floating green apple with his eyes peeking out from behind it. Both the bowler hat and the green apple are recurring themes in many of Magritte's works. Some critics believe that the Son of Man hides a religious significance, believing it to be the artist's interpretation of Jesus Christ's transfiguration. But Rene Magritte only explains the painting as such. Everything we see hides another thing. We always want to see what is hidden by what we see. In 1970, the famous American painter Norman Rockwell paid homage to Magritte's The Son of Man through his oil painting entitled Mr. Apple. The painting shows a man with an apple's head, as opposed to Magritte's original version where the man's face is merely covered by the apple. If you have enjoyed the video so far, we would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel. Let's know if you want more videos like this by hitting the like button. Now back to the video. 3. The Treachery of Images by Rene Magritte. Rene Magritte was 30 years old when he painted The Treachery of Images in 1929. The painting shows a pipe against a lighter background with the caption, "Ceci n'est pas une pipe." This is not a pipe. The painting is an example of a meta-message, a concept similar to Polish scholar Alfred Korzybski's theory that the word is not the thing. In The Treachery of Images, Rene Magritte played with the perception that the painting of an object could never be the object itself. His explanation was simple, that the painting was indeed not a pipe, but the image of a pipe. When asked about the painting, Magritte replied that it could not be a pipe if you couldn't even fill it with tobacco. The Treachery of Images is currently on display at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art in Los Angeles, California. 4. Golconda by Rene Magritte. Golconda is an oil-on-canvas painting finished by Rene Magritte in 1953. It shows several identical men dressed in black overcoats and bowler hats who appear to be either floating in the air or falling like raindrops. Some of the men are faced towards the viewer while others are turned away. In the background, we see several houses with red roofs against a blue cloudy sky. The name of the painting, Golconda, was given by Rene Magritte's friend Laus Scutenaire, a Belgian poet. Golconda was the name of a once wealthy city in India which was the center of the country's diamond industry. In the dictionary, the word Golconda is synonymous with mine of wealth. Golconda is currently housed at the Menil Collection in Houston, Texas. 5. The False Mirror by Rene Magritte. The False Mirror was painted by Rene Magritte in Paris in 1928, between World War I and World War II. The painting depicts a giant eye looking out toward the viewer. The pupil is black, but the rest of the eye is made up of a blue sky with fluffy floating white clouds. This allegorical painting was a style of art that came to be known as magic realism. Aside from Rene Magritte, other surrealist painters of the time used eyes as a major theme in their artwork. Artists like Man Ray, Salvador Dali, and Max Ernst used a similar art style. The False Mirror is currently on display at the Museum of Modern Art in New York.